Welcome to Take 5, your 5-minute inspirational message from Solid Rock Drogheda. Sometimes days just don't start the way you want them to. This morning I decided to take our dog for a walk, something I often do at the very beginning of a day. So I put her in the car, I took her off to where there's a nice country walk. I parked up the car, and as I was crossing the road with my dog, there was a guy coming the other direction with a couple of dogs. Now let me explain. Our dog is still a puppy. She's an Old English sheepdog. Now she's getting big. She's 10 months old now, so she weighs 40 or 50 pounds, and she's got a head like a lion and jaws to match, but she's still a puppy, you know? And she's actually really timid. She's terrified of other dogs. And as we are crossing the road, this other guy, he's on the phone, so he's not paying attention to his dogs, and they start, only little yappy dogs, but they go for our dog Poppy and lunge at her. And she was terrified, and she just bolted. And when she bolted, she ran in such a way that the lead wrapped itself around my legs, and I began to fall over. Now, that was bad enough, your dog making you fall over. But here's the thing. We were beside a busy road, a major bypass, and the way she was terrified, I knew if I let go of the lead, she was going to bolt under the wheels of a truck and be killed. So I had to hold on to the lead, which meant I couldn't break my fall. And I actually fell on top of my own dog. And as I fell on top of my dog, she was hurt by that. I mean, she might weigh 40 or 50 pounds. I weigh over 200 pounds. And when I fell on her, she let out a massive yelp, and she did what any dog does when it's terrified and panicked and hurt. She turned around and actually bit my face. And I'm lying on the ground with a dog trying to drag me along by the lead, another dog owner standing staring at me, people coming past in their cars, and there's blood pumping out of my face. It's like pooling down on the road beneath me. And oh man, the guy that had caused all of this, because he was talking on his phone and not looking after his dogs, he sort of finishes his phone call and says, "Oh, can I help you?" And I'm like, "No, you've done enough, just go." And you know what? He didn't seem to even know what I was annoyed at. He probably had no idea at all that he had caused this situation. Probably went home and told his wife, "I was out walking and this old guy fell over and cut himself and then started shouting at me." So in the meanwhile, I get up, I go back to the car, I got blood flowing out of me. And you know what? I couldn't be annoyed at our dog because she'd only done what was natural because she was panicked, she was hurt. And it really caused me to reflect for a moment because, you know, in recent months, I've had a number of people who have lashed out at me. I've had people who have behaved totally out of character and behaved in a nasty way and got really quite mean. And the temptation would be to really get mad at them and everything else. But you know what? Whenever we're angry, whenever we're in pain, whenever we're panicked, we often react badly. And just in the way that my dog just bit out and left me with a few marks here. My wife said, "You film your next 5, you're going to have some explaining to do about how that happened." But the fact was that the dog was only doing what's natural to it whenever it's hurting or when it's panicked or angry or all three together. And that's how people are often reacting today. People are struggling to cope with what they've lived through in recent months. They're finding themselves in situations that are hurtful. And you know, I've often found that somebody speaks to me in a really bad way or just launches an attack on me. And my immediate reaction is to get mad at them and give as good as I get. And then I think, you know what? I don't know what that person is going through. I don't know why they're hurting. I don't know why they're panicking. I don't know why they're angry. but they feel they've got to lash out, and maybe I just happened to be the person that was in the way whenever they were hurting the most. Today, you might encounter people who treat you unfairly. You might encounter people who actually commit great harm, like that guy on his phone, and don't even realize that what they've caused. But you may also encounter people who lash out, who are unkind to you and everything else. Don't feel like you've got to kick back at them. Don't feel like you've got to retaliate. They're hurting, they're panicking, they're angry, and sometimes people react without even thinking about what they're doing. And so today, if you've been treated unfairly, if you've had somebody having a go at you and you know you didn't deserve it, don't get mad at them. Pray for them. Pray that whatever it is, whatever the pain is, whatever the panic is that's making them react in that way, pray that God will deal with it and release them. You know, my dog, after I'd cleaned myself up and mopped up the blood, I was still able to take her for a walk. She was quite happy, just her normal self, acted like nothing had happened. And I can't blame her for what she did. So today, if somebody has hurt you, if somebody has lashed out at you, pray for them. Pray that God will heal them of their hurt and their pain, their panic and their anger in Jesus' name. And join us again tomorrow for another Take 5, your 5-minute inspirational message from Solid Rock Drogheda.